The top of the morning to you. This is Monday with Friday, preparing you for a wiser week ahead. 4 weeks ago, before I took a break the last 2 Mondays, I began a series I've called Hitler's Shadow in America. I have been making the case that the current and felonious American president pursues actions and makes declarations, many of which possess identical parallels to something Hitler either did or said, especially in relation to how Hitler co-opted and corrupted German Christians into Nazism. I've been inspired to do this by a book edited by Dean Stroud, which offers useful historical content and context of Hitler's Germany. Stroud is a German history, German languages, and German culture scholar who has done tons of research on Nazi Germany, and in particular how Nazi ideology made religion evil. I have decided, however, to discontinue this series. I'm convinced that there is nobody listening to or viewing me who needs to be convinced anymore of what I have to say. Nobody who doesn't see that Trump is not only America's Hitler, as J.D. Vance identified him back in 2016 before Vance showed us that he was a vile hypocrite. Nobody who doesn't see that Trump is the Vladimir Putin puppet whom Hillary Clinton warned us he was also back in 2016. Why don't American voters listen? So today, I'd like to move on to something new. The Book of Proverbs in the Bible contains universally held perspectives on wisdom. It is less a religious book than it is a gathering of sayings and nuggets for wise and careful living. Therefore, anyone of any religion or no religion can be guided by this book. Everybody could benefit from its gems. I hope to stay here for a while, with the option to depart whenever a compelling matter arises. Now, when I read Proverbs chapter 1, verses 20 through 33, here is what I notice. First, wisdom is publicly available. Wisdom isn't some cloistered, secluded, or exclusive commodity. It is not the purview or domain of only some people and then not of many other people. Wisdom is available to everybody. The proverb declares, quote, "Out in the open, wisdom calls aloud. She raises her voice in the public square. On top of the well, she cries out. At the city gate, she makes her speech," unquote. Wisdom is public and available. So why do so many people still lack wisdom? Perhaps the answer is in right near the beginning of the whole book of Proverbs in verse 7 of chapter 1, which says, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, but fools despise wisdom and instruction." People who behave like there is no God, or in the case of atheists, who have no sense of a spiritual connection to all humanity and something more than just the physical, pursue courses in life that lack wisdom, whether it is the common neighborhood criminal or the national leader who abuses power, people, and resources and terrorizes or annexes or invades his neighbors. The second thing I notice is that wisdom is cast in the feminine sex. She raises her voice. On top of the well, she cries out, and so on. Perhaps this is meant to counteract the fallacy that the male sex is wiser than any other sex. A fallacy Americans certainly appear to believe, both evident in their paternalistic religions, misogynistic policies, and particular aversion to voting for women, clearly far wiser than the felonious fool they have twice chosen as their president. Wisdom may seem weak, but she is strong. A wise decision in the heat of a moment may seem like stupidity and weakness, but it is strong. Wisdom may seem, at least to macho men, like something to be conquered and dominated rather than to which they must subject themselves. Perhaps this is why wisdom is cast in the feminine sex. The third thing I have time for today is this, that wisdom challenges people. Sometimes she challenges us with questions such as verse 22, which I paraphrase as, how long will you continue being illogical or gullible or superstitious or even stupid? Sometimes wisdom challenges people with warnings. Wisdom says in verse 25 through verse 27, if you would not listen to me, I will laugh my head off at you when disaster strikes you. I will mock you when calamity overtakes you like a storm, when disaster sweeps over you like a whirlwind, when distress and trouble overwhelm you, unquote. I wonder if wisdom is laughing loudly somewhere because the people there did not listen when wisdom invited, offered herself, called, and warned. There's yet another warning. Don't wait too late to turn to wisdom. Wisdom says in verse 28, after you make unwise decisions, encounter disaster, and I laugh at you, you will call to me, but I will not answer. You will look for me, but you will not find me, since you have hated knowledge and chose not to fear God. Unquote. Miss Wisdom retains her gravest warning for last, that the lack of wisdom is a major cause of death. Verse 32, quote, the waywardness of the simple, the thoughtless, the dumb, the stupid, the foolish, the reckless will kill them, and the complacency of fools will destroy them, unquote. My dear friends, please choose wisdom. Then like this video and please share it widely with many. I am Michael Friday and your week just got wiser. I'll see you again next week. Happy Monday. All the way to Wise Friday.